But we only need the legislative committee. So that would be you,
Jovita,
Mary, Ovita, and Susan, correct?
Susan. Yeah.
Legislative, so I was going to hop off.
You're not. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's Jovita and Susan.
And
Ovita,
Imelda.
Susan, and Imelda, and Dolores.
Yeah.
So you don't need the other members to maintain a quorum.
No.
Is that right? Okay.
Not for committee.
Thank you.
So item 10.0, call to order, roll call, establishment of a quorum. We'll do roll call for the legislative committee. I'm Dolores Trujillo. Imelda?
Imelda Ceja Bedquitz, appointed by the governor, public
Susan?
member.
And Jovita.
Jovita's here.
Thank you. We've established attendance and a quorum. Item 10.1, public comment for items not on the agenda. Mark, can you please open it to public comment? I can't hear you, Mark. Mark?
IT to let them know that we cannot hear them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I was daydreaming. I'm back.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay. Looks like we need to open for public comment. We will be opening for public comment now. I will be activating the question and answer feature. Please refer to the screen share for members of the public to see how they should type in their request for comment.
This meeting is being recorded.
I've activated the question and answer feature. Members of the public can indicate they would like to make a comment by typing into the question box, "I would like to make a comment." Please remember, you will have 2 minutes to make your comments. I will not give a reminder as your time approaches. I do not want to interrupt you nor cause you to lose your train of thought. I will mute your microphone and inform you that your time has expired, and we'll move on to the next member of the public. I'll pause for a moment for members of the public to type in, "I would like to make a comment." Committee Chair Dominguez, there are no public requests for comment. Would you like me to close this window?
Yes, thank you. It's Dolores.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Board President Trujillo, I'm sorry.
All right. Item 10.2, approval of minutes, review and vote on whether to approve previous meeting minutes. I would like to make a motion to approve the October 7th, 2021 minutes.
I will second your motion. This is Imelda.
Thanks, Imelda. So let's open it up for public comment again.
We will be opening for public comment now. I will be activating the question and answer feature. Please refer to the screen share for members of the public to see how they should type in their request for comment. I've activated the question and answer feature. Members of the public can indicate they would like to make a comment by typing into the question box, "I would like to make a comment." Please remember, you will have 2 minutes to make your comments. I will not give a reminder as your time approaches. I do not want to interrupt you nor cause you to lose your train of thought. I will mute your microphone and inform you that your time has expired, and we'll move on to the next member of the public. I'll pause for a moment for members of the public to type in, "I would like to make a comment." Board President Trujillo, there are no public requests for comment. Would you like me to close this window?
Yes, thank you, Mark. Okay, moving on to item 10.3. And this is a presentation on how to retrieve information from the legislature to Capri. Has Capri been elevated?
Sorry, one second.
We need
There's
to have the vote on the minutes,
Oh,
Dolores.
yes, of course. Thank you. All right, Dolores Trujillo votes yes. Imelda,
Alba votes yes.
Polita, and Susan.
Susan, yes.
Thank you. Sorry about that. All right. Now, item 10.3. Presentation on how to retrieve information from leginfo.legislature.ca.gov. I don't know, Capri may have a presentation attached to this. Otherwise, for everyone, this is the website that you can obtain information on the different bills that are being presented in the legislature. Capri?
Good afternoon, committee members. I'm here, Gurpreet Kaur, legislative analyst for the board. So this agenda item is an overview of the search and track process of bills on the legislature's LegInfo website. Committee members are of course familiar with this. This presentation is to offer a refresher to members and also for attendees and licensees listening and watching who may benefit from this information. And before starting, I want to thank Matthew Yates, Deputy Chief of Board Operations, for preparing this excellent presentation. And I think we'll be loading that on to the screen for you in just a moment.
Yes, thank you, Gurpreet. There is some technical difficulties. They're getting the presentation pulled up momentarily. Hold on one second. Just in the meantime, while you guys are getting that loaded, it is in our meeting minutes, it is in the meeting materials. So the board members can flip to that as well as the public. And our IT is pulling up those materials and we'll be presenting that on the screen as you go through the presentation, Capri.
Okay, Lori, absolutely. Do you want me to begin or should we just wait another few seconds or so, another minute?
Let's wait just a few seconds, please. Okay, we are up and going. Thank you for your patience. Gurpreet, the floor is yours.
I thank you, Lori. Exactly. So this is page 1, and on this page, you can see the URL or the website address for the Ledger Info site, which Dolores did mention just now as well, where one can go to search and review bills. It is https://ledgeinfo.legislature.ca.gov. And any bill can be searched by going to the bill information page on this website. The first tab on this page is bill search. You can also do a text search or advanced search by clicking on those tabs to the right, and you'll see that the window in the middle of the screen and keywords as well as the tabs text search and advanced search. So if you have a bill number, you can enter that, where it says bill number. And for example, AB 123 or SB 123. AB being for an assembly bill and SB would be for a Senate bill. The current session year is the default selection 2021-2022. This can be changed to search for bills from previous sessions. You would just go to the arrow. It will bring up a drop down, and you can then change the session year there. So if a bill number is not known, then relevant keywords can be used to search, such as nurse, nursing, or Bagley-Keene, DCA, etc., depending on the subject of the search. Once the search is run, results are provided for the bill number or keywords. And going on to the next page right here, you can see after a bill is selected from the results, it has the tabs noted here. You can toggle amongst the tabs for information pertaining to votes, bill analysis, history, status, or actual language under text. An example of the text display for AB 225 is provided on the next page. So the bill number and title are in bold at the top, published date, amended dates, and the house in which amended are noted in the header. In the top section, again, the middle portion of the screen, right above, a little towards the top. And additional authors are included below where it says Assembly Bill number 225. And then amended language is presented in blue italics, and the stricken out language is in red, which is not seen here. The summary of the bill on the next page is provided by the Legislative Council and precedes the formal language of the bill. So at the end of the summary seen here, relevant information is provided regarding the required votes for passage, appropriation required, review by fiscal committee, and if a local program is created or impacted. Here you can see that a majority vote is required, as well as appropriations, which is from the general fund. It will also be reviewed by the fiscal committee, and there is a local program impact as well on this bill. And going on to the next page. So clicking on the status tab will show current status in both houses. The green line denotes assembly, and the red line is for the Senate. This page has examples of two different bills. The first is an assembly bill, the green line, and the second example shows a Senate bill that passed in both houses through policy and fiscal committees in first, second, third readings, amendments, and was eventually chaptered. The red pass line toward the end indicates that there was concurrence between the Senate and Assembly on amendments and the language of the bill. CHP at the end shows chaptered status, which means that the governor reviewed the bill and sent it with or without signature to the Secretary of State to be codified into law. On this page, you see the status tab, which also provides other information seen here, including the current location, which for AB 225 here is the Senate, which says right next to House location, it says Senate. Last amended date is June 28th, 2021. Last voting committee location was Assembly Appropriations, from which it passed 12-0 with 4 abstained votes. And then clicking on the History tab will provide a chronology of the bill's progress with dates. The next page shows an example of the history for AB 225. Here, the most recent date and action are on top. June 30, 2021 shows that AB 225 is in committee and the hearing has been postponed by the committee. To know which committee, you would refer to the history below, showing that it arrived in the Senate on June 2nd and on June 28th was re-referred to the Senate Committee on Business Professions and Economic Development. The voting record, along with the House location and results, are provided on the Votes tab, which is on the next page for AB 225. So the most recent vote is on top, which here on June 1st, 2021 was on the Assembly floor. There are 79 ayes, 0 noes, 0 NVR. That is no votes recorded for absent or abstaining votes. Last names of Assembly members voting aye are listed as well. If a bill is heard in a committee for a vote, a bill analysis is prepared by a committee staff member known as a committee consultant. This analysis is provided on the Bill Analysis tab. There may be no analysis present if the bill is not scheduled for a hearing, indicating that it may become a 2-year bill or inactive. Analyses are included for all committees of either house and the floor where the bill is heard and voted on. Positions of organizations and agencies that provide a position letter prior to the cutoff date before the hearing are included in the bill analysis for that committee. So on this page, you can see the Bill Analysis tab, which shows all the analyses available for AB 225. The most recent ones also analyze any amendments or changes made since the bill was introduced with the original language. So that really completes the overview for the Ledge info and how really to search for bills, review them, as well as track them. There's an option to do that as well. So any questions from you?
Any questions from the board? The committee?
I appreciate the layout because it makes it easy to to understand how to get into it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I again want to thank Matthew Yates. He did a great job with the presentation. Thank you.
And thank you, Gurpreet.
Thank you, Dolores.
Okay.
Just to jump in, this is Lori. Thank you very much, Gurpreet, and thank you, Matthew Yates, for building the presentation for us. This site is incredibly helpful, especially within the Ledge Committee. But moreover, it's incredibly helpful for our board members as you move on making a position of support, oppose, or watch. And what you can do, which is what I've done on several of the bills, is I'll put in keywords so that whenever a item crosses in front of an edit or anything, I'm notified by email. And so when I sign onto my computer at 7 o'clock in the morning, there it is, a bill changed direction or was updated or changed or updated or amended or anything at this point. The other good thing with going on to this site is to read, essentially, what the various committee staff have written on it. So if you've got a bill that you're curious about, you can go in there and see what some staff for the Senate say or some staff for Assembly say, and then you can kind of get your idea on that. Where this came in really handy this last year is with the implementation of AB 890. Some of our nurse practitioner advisory committee members had questions as to what some of the thought process was to some of the items that were written into that bill. and they were able to go into this site specifically and read through all the comments. Reza actually directed them there and walked them through that process, and it was brilliant. So this is a great site and really great thing to have on hand and utilize for tracking various bills or even keywords. And thank you again, Gurpreet.
Okay. Yeah, and quickly, I wanted to also, as far as tracking bills, page 10 of the materials, you see the page, AB 225. That's where it shows the bill and the summary, and that page also has the link to track a bill right on top. You can see the links on if we can go back to that page possibly. You will see the links on top, which allows you to track the bill. You would input your email address and put in a password, possibly create an account, which is a free account, and then you can just track bills, as many bills as you like.
Okay, any other questions or comments from the committee?
Just one more thing, Dolores. I wanted to just leave this open for anybody. If you guys have any further questions, any other presentations that you'd like regarding legislation, regulation, process through OAL, anything like that, we can go ahead and continue to build presentations into either our board meeting or our committee meetings so that you guys are as proficient in this as you guys need to be.
Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome.
Anything else? All right, do we still take this to public comment since it was informational only?
Yes, it is an agenda item, and all agenda items do go to public comment. However, there's no vote or motion needed.
Okay, so Mark, can you please take us to public comment, please?
Public comment now. I will be activating the question and answer feature. Please refer to the screen share for members of the public to see how they should type in their request for comment. I've activated the question and answer feature. Members of the public can indicate that they would like to make a comment by typing into the question box, "I would like to make a comment." Please remember, you will have 2 minutes to make your comments. I will not give a reminder as your time approaches. I do not want to interrupt you or cause you to lose your train of thought. I will mute your microphone and inform you that your time has expired, and we'll move on to the next member of the public. I'll pause for a moment for members of the public to type, "I would like to make a comment." Board President Trujillo, there are no other public requests for comment. Would you like me to close this window?
Yes, thank you. All right, moving on to item 10.4. This is the legislative update and discussion of bills relevant to the Board of Registered Nursing from the 2021 to 2022 legislative session.
Correct. The legislature reconvened on January 3rd, 2022 for year 2 of the 2021-22 legislative session. 2-year bills, that is bills introduced in 2021, which stalled in the legislature, will continue to be tracked along with any new bills that impact the BRN. A list of 2-year bills has been included in the agenda, and summaries of these bills have been provided in the materials. Links to the legislative calendar and process are included in the agenda item summary. January 14th, this Friday, is the last day for policy committees to hear 2-year bills and report fiscal bills in this category to the appropriations committees. January 31st is the last day for each house to pass bills introduced in 2021 in that house. And the last day for introducing new bills this year is February 18th. So really that is how the year will flow so far. And currently no new bills for the BRN, and we have not posted any at this time either. Any questions that I can answer?
As most of you know, the legislative season just got started this month. So right now, there's probably not a whole lot happening.
Yes, that's actually correct, Dolores. I know that Gurpreet was also going to mention on the process going forward. So if bills, any of these 2-year bills get an amendment, some kind of a substantial amendment, we will bring them back in front of the board as part of the board meetings and see if there's any changes to the board vote that would need to be done. If it was an oppose and there's been substantial changes, you may choose to make it a support. If it was support and there was substantial changes, you may choose to make it an oppose. One of the bills right now, there was some substantial changes, and we'll be bringing that forward to the board meeting, and that was the one on IV blood draw by a phlebotomist. And so there was some changes to that one, and we will be bringing that forward into the board meeting. But the remaining of these are all 2-year bills. We took board votes on them, and we'll continue to watch them as well as any other new bills introduced. This should be an exciting ledge session. We have not received a bill number for our new sunset bill, but I'm hopeful that one will be introduced soon, and we'll be watching that one go moving forward.
Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome. In this agenda item, Dolores, is the same. There would be no vote or motion that would be needed. If the board committee members don't have any comments or questions, we can open a public comment.
Sure. Any comments or questions from the board or the committee? All right, so Mark, can we open it up to public comment?
We will be opening for public comment now. I will be activating the question and answer feature. Please refer to the screen share for members of the public to see how they should type in their request for comment. I've activated the question and answer feature. Members of the public can indicate that they would like to make a comment by typing into the question box, "I would like to make a comment." Please remember you will have 2 minutes to make your comments. I will not give a reminder as your time approaches. I do not want to interrupt you nor cause you to lose your train of thought. I will mute your microphone and inform you that your time has expired, and we'll move on to the next member of the public. I'll pause for a moment for members of the public to type in, "I would like to make a comment." Saskia Kim would like to make a comment. 1 second, please. Go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Saskia Kim with the California Nurses Association. I just wanted to briefly comment on AB 1120. I heard Ms. Melby say that it may go before the board, so just wanted to flag because there have been amendments to the bill, but they unfortunately do not address the concerns that we have raised about this bill in the past, so we remain opposed to it. The bill would allow the use of unlicensed and inadequately trained phlebotomists to access indwelling IVs for the purpose of withdrawing blood from patients receiving infusion therapy. And CNA believes that this procedure is beyond the scope of phlebotomists and poses a threat to the health and safety of hospitalized patients. Current education requirements don't prepare phlebotomists for the care and management of peripherally inserted intravenous catheters. Instead, the starting, stopping, flushing, evaluation, and restarting of IVs is the responsibility of the direct care registered nurse. So why do we need this legislation? Because nurses are actually already using this technology to minimize patient needle sticks. So it doesn't make sense to have an RN start an IV line, evaluate the IV line, stop and flush the line, and then have the phlebotomist attach a catheter to the line, draw the blood, and then have the RN flush and restart the line if needed. This is a disruption of workflow, which pulls the nurse away from other patients who need nursing care when the nurse can just use the device herself or himself. This bill is actually a single source bill that's sponsored by a company that wants to put these devices in the hands of more hospital personnel for increased sales and profit, and they should be used by licensed and adequately educated professionals. Patient safety, in our view, is more important than increased profit. And again, as I mentioned, the most recent amendments do not address these concerns, so we remain opposed. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for your comment. Board President Trujillo, there are no other public requests for comment. Would you like me to close this window?
And we are at item 10.5, which is adjournment. Thank you, Capri, for your report and presentation.
Thank you, Dolores, and committee members. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And thank you, Matthew Yates, for putting it together. All right.
We're adjourned. It is 2:07. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Meeting. See you in February.
Yay, good job.